violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get into the video.
New at 5 o'clock, a man with ties to Metro Atlanta is accused of killing a 14-year-old boy. Channel 2's Justin Farmer reports.
All right, so y'all heard what he said, or what she said, rather. A man tied to Metro Atlanta. This is a testament to who we got out here in Atlanta. A man tied to Metro Atlanta accused of taking the life of a 14-year-old boy. I mean, these dudes are on demon time. I've already told you, but let's get into it.
It relieves the families around here, and it's just scary today.
Some people living in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, have a small sense of relief for the first time since mid-November, when investigators found the body of 14-year-old Ryan Rogers. The high school freshman disappeared while out riding his bike.
The incident itself appears to be a completely random act.
And obviously, I'm not trying to make light of this young boy's passing, but my thing is the randomness that this happens. Like, one of these dudes out here, these dusty dudes, right? I'm not even gonna call them Pookies and Ray Rays, because it's these types of dudes are beneath that. Okay, you can't even call them a Pookie or a Ray Ray. They're beneath that. All right.
We do not have a motive in this case.
Palm Beach Gardens police arrested 39-year-old Semi Williams. Investigators say he's
Semi Williams. Obviously, this man, you could tell he got it looked like he got lint in his hair right now. Just dusty out here. Dusty. And he goes and randomly like, what goes through your mind? And you know this wasn't the first time he did it. You know this wasn't the first time. Just murking an innocent, random kid riding his bike. Demon time.
He's a homeless drifter. Channel 2 Action News has learned that Williams has ties to Metro Atlanta. We obtained court records that show he has been charged in several incidents in Fulton County.
So he's one of these homeless dudes, these homeless grifters. So this is some of the reasons why I'm against giving panhandlers bread. That's just me. Okay. The people who are really struggling and want to make a change out of their lives, they ain't on the streets begging for it. Maybe a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Get you on your feet, because you can make good bread doing that in a big city. You know, especially if you like, yo, what's good? You know what I mean? Like asking everybody that you see, right? So you can make good money that way. They're just not spending it wisely. They like being on the streets. They don't want to have their name connected to anything. They don't want to have no car insurance. They don't want to have no license plate. They don't want to even have a license. All right. Some of these dudes don't even carry identification. Right. So they don't want to have any ties to anything. So y'all out here just walking around, oh, you know, homeless dude, I'm gonna give him some money. Just keeping these dudes on the street.
Charges include aggravated assault, and in one case, he was found mentally unfit to stand trial. Police in Florida say the 14-year-old victim crossed paths with Williams when he was attacked.
They said he was mentally unfit to stand a trial, and a lot of those charges, you know, maybe they would have got him a deal or something like that, but obviously he's on the street. So a lot of y'all talking about this mental illness. We have to address the mental illness in the community. Dog, them dudes is done. All right, there is no addressing that. It's plenty of mentally ill people who ain't out here doing this. So for the ones who are out here doing things like this, they got to get axed. They got to be out of here, bruh. Out of here.
I would best describe it as an innocent child victim having a chance encounter with a very violent criminal.
A chance encounter with a very violent, mentally ill, sunny criminal.
Investigators say they have DNA evidence placing Williams at the crime scene. Police arrested Williams Wednesday in Miami. His arrest closes one chapter, but there are still many questions from parents.
It's been crazy. It's been we just want to know answers. You know, again, if this is the guy, why he did what he did to Ryan, and, you know, just many questions.
There is no why. Any questions that you have will never be answered. That's just like asking why that guy went into, I believe his name was Clarence Avant, the music industry guy, right? And killed the wife, asking him why he did it. Well, he was out there hitting licks. He was doing what he do. That's what he does. And then he got caught up shooting himself in the foot, trying to do another robbery the same day. Whoever he would have ran into that day, he would have murked them too. That's what he does.
That was Justin Farmer reporting. Police are confident with DNA evidence and video surveillance that Semi Williams is the killer. However, police say they are still investigating.
We have breaking news right now at 5. A domestic violence call ends with a Clayton County police officer dead and another injured, and a child is now in critical condition too.
We have team coverage this morning. Trayson Bragg is standing by at Grady Hospital, but first let's start with Tori Cooper in Rex. Tori, what are you learning?
It was just absolute chaos out here last night, Rob, along Jervis Court. Police say they were initially called out here for a drive-by shooting, but it turned deadly very quickly. Take a look. They still have their command post set up out here on Biscayne Boulevard, and just across the street. I want to walk you over here so you can get a better idea of what this is all looking like in this neighborhood. They have us backed up about beyond the caution tape, but on the other side, you can see at least 3 units on scene, and they say that's where initially a domestic violence incident occurred. Neighbors along
and this is in Clayton County, Clayco. I don't know if I'm reviewing it because this sounds very familiar. A lot of these stories are starting to sound very familiar, so I don't even know if I'm repeating this one, but we'll go through it.
Jervis Court say this is what they heard last night just before 9 o'clock. Clayton County police say they were called to the area initially for a drive-by shooting, but when they arrived, police say they were met by a 12-year-old boy who was shot in the face. And right when they got to the front door, a male suspect with a gun shot at the officers and fled on foot.
Wow. So they saw a 12-year-old boy shot in the face. That, my friends, is insane. Run it back.
Clayton County police say they were called to the area initially for a drive-by shooting, but when they arrived, police say they were met by a 12-year-old boy who was shot in the face. And right when they got to the front door, a male suspect with a gun shot at the officers and fled on foot.
So he shot a 12-year-old, and then he shot at the officers when he pulls up.
The suspect then shot at 2 other officers who were coming in as backup, wounding one in the hand and killing the other. Police shot and killed the suspect and later discovered he shot and killed 2 other women in the neighborhood.
Wow, so he murked 2 other women in the neighborhood. He's just going on a killing spree, kills an officer, shoots another one. And they shot and killed, they ended up shooting and killing him. And if this was an election year, people would be outside, man, why y'all do that to that man? Like, he ain't do anything. He innocent. All that kind of stuff. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. It's crazy. A lot of these dudes, they just are out of control. Like, this should have never been allowed. Obviously, it's a domestic dispute, so it's hard to stop that in the moment, right? Especially because these dudes, they move quick. Like, he's shooting his way out of it. That's why he's killing officers, because he's shooting his way out of the situation. That's how a lot of these dudes is moving. That's how a lot of dudes, like, there's no other way but to shoot your way out of it. That's why he went out in a blaze of glory. That's why You know, the same guy who, that guy, I keep going to this story, but the guy who killed that attorney, he shot his way out of it too, and, you know, went out in a quote unquote blaze of glory, right? Or a blaze of misery, whatever you want to call it. Because that's his mentality. You know, he's going to go all the way.
The boy who was shot in the face is in critical condition. The Clayton County field training officer who died was Henry Laxon, and the officer who was also shot in the hand was Alex Chandler.
I heard like a round of gunshots, and then probably like a couple minutes later, I heard like it was like a standoff type of gunshot. So it was going back and forth kind of thing, more normally, but it made me nervous.
Now, those bullets just lit up this neighborhood. Multiple people are now coming out their house, starting to tell us what they heard. It was very chaotic. I just checked in with police to try to get another look at what we can dig out from them. They tell us they're not going to release any information, any more information than we've already shared so far. They're not going to release the suspect's name or the other victims.
They're not releasing the suspect's name. Why y'all think that is?
This time, but of course we're going to continue to push on them and try to get some more details on what they're learning just beyond that caution tape. Reporting live in Rex, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
Tori, thanks. We are learning more about those officers involved in the shooting. We know that one has died and, of course, the other one was injured.
CBS 46's Trace and Brad continues our team coverage from Grady Hospital.
I mean, but just imagine, bro, how brave do you have to be responding to a domestic dispute? You're caught off guard because you're met with a 12-year-old boy shot in the face. Now you are on guard and boom, buddy just starts firing. He's firing his way out. As if he used like the 12-year-old boy as a distraction. A lot of these dudes are using, you know, I'm not saying this is his kid, but their kids, other people's kids, any kids, as a distraction to evade police. I did that one story where that guy hopped out of the car and left his kid in the car, and the car burned. And y'all know what happened. He pulled a Henry Ruggs. Okay? This is getting out of control.
Little Trayson, what's the latest?
Well, this is obviously both a deadly and tragic situation, and we are working to learn as many details as we can at this time. This morning, we are learning the names of the two Clayton County police officers who were shot in this officer-involved shooting. The department tells me both officers were responding as members of the CCPD's tactical team. The officer tragically killed in the shootout with the gunman is field training officer Henry Laxon. The other officer who suffered.
Wow, so he was training. He was in training.
Suffered a gunshot wound is Officer Alex Chandler. He was shot in the hand before the suspect was killed.
Definitely emotional. These men and women do an honorable job every day, and it's.
That's real. They do an honorable job every day, but we continue to chastise these people. We continue to berate these people. We continue to gaslight these people who protect us every day. Okay? Just think about that. This officer is a brother. A lot of the officers in Atlanta are black men. So when we're hearing that, at least the professional ones, the professional brothers, when we're hearing this defund the police rhetoric, we like, hold up. One of my best friends, one of my childhood best friends is an officer. You know what I mean? It's getting different out here.
It's unfortunate that we have to make these reports time and time again. My heart aches for every police officer and their family that goes through these type of things, and these things just shouldn't happen.
Again, this is obviously a very difficult situation. We're still working to get an update on Officer Chandler's condition. What we know is he's being treated at a hospital at this time. We'll let you know an update in his condition as soon as one is provided. Reporting live at Grady Hospital, I'm Trace and Bragg, CBS 46 News.
A shocking revelation tonight in the shooting death of a 14-year-old Douglas County girl. We reported last night that deputies had charged 2 teens in the girl's death. Today, authorities not only confirmed one of the accused teens is the victim's younger brother, but they also say he shot his sister during a robbery at their house.
Wow. Wow. So the girl was shot by her brother because they were getting robbed at the crib. This is Douglas County, South Georgia. They get down in Douglas County. They get down.
Fox 5's Patty Pan joins us live from Douglas County with the latest. Patty?
Yeah, you know, a very heartbreaking story. A Douglas County mother essentially loses 2 children in an instant. The big bombshell that was dropped today, investigators say that 13-year-old boy who is now accused of murdering his sister apparently was making and selling weapons from their home and apparently got into a scuffle with someone pretending to be a buyer. Shots were fired.
Wow, hold on. A 13-year-old boy is an arms dealer. Not only an arms dealer, but an arms manufacturer. So instead of getting black men into the STEM field, we got these women, because y'all heard the mother got 2 kids that are gone from her now. Her daughter and her son is going to jail, pretty much, because she is allowing this boy to manufacture and sell arms. Okay? Is this Douglasville or Afghanistan?
And his sister was hit.
And it's so sad for such as that to happen, because a mother losing 2 kids at one time.
Sitting alongside a number of other Douglas County authorities, Sheriff Tim Pounds talks about the heartache his community must now deal with. 14-year-old Kyra Scott died at this Marathon gas station on Stewart Mill Road Saturday afternoon after authorities say family members drove her here after she was shot at her home on Vicky Lane.
I mean, I'm not trying to destroy the mother, but did she even know? Like, has she ever been in this boy's room? Shouldn't she be held liable for, negligence? Right? There's an interesting thing going on in Michigan, in Oxford, Michigan, with the Crumbleys, right? Where the parents are being charged with manslaughter, right? Because they bought the boy the gun. They were on the run. So if a woman is allowing her kid to manufacture and sell arms in their house, shouldn't she be brought up on charges too? Just a question.
Less than a mile from the gas station. To make matters worse, detectives say it happened at the hands of her younger brother.
A 13-year-old brother admitted to shooting his sister.
Sheriff Pounds tells us it happened during a robbery at the home. The sheriff says the brother was allegedly making and selling weapons, and a sale that day went bad.
He made a weapon. Folks that he made it for come to pick that weapon up, and the robbery took place.
And, unfortunately, this is what I'll say. He's a 13-year-old boy, bruh. I don't care if you got no heat. I don't care if you got a gun. You're not, if it's some grown men, they gonna get over on you. Some grown men, they gonna get over on you, okay? If they coming to pick up, if you're that young doing something illegal, mama need to be up there with the shotgun. Mama, if she's in it, she need to be in it. She need to be facilitating the whole sale. She need to have a shotgun at the door, ready to bust one off. Maybe the 13-year-old boy and mama can do the transaction. I'm just saying, if you gonna do it right. Okay? Because they can't just come in the home and mama just, dude's finna buy some guns from you and mama just, you know, I don't know, taking a bath. Nah, B. That don't work. That don't work.
They was trying to rob him and take the gun instead of purchasing the gun, and that's exactly what happened.
On Tuesday, Kyra's brother, 13-year-old Wilson Scott, and 19-year-old Yusuf MacArthur L. appeared in Douglas County Superior Court, where a judge denied them bond. Authorities are still looking for a third individual.
It's an unspeakable loss for her family. This loss is absolutely senseless.
She's speaking about the mother, but how do you, I don't get it. How is your 13-year-old son selling arms? Like, I couldn't, like, if I tweeted something as a kid, if like, come on, G, there's no way that you don't know that your kid is selling fire. That makes no sense. Manufacture, come on. This man got a whole operation in the crib, and you're none the wiser?
Now, authorities do tell us that this investigation is far from over. As for friends and family, we understand they are holding a candlelight vigil in Lawrenceville tonight at 6:30. That is where the family used to live before moving here. Reporting live tonight outside Douglas County Sheriff.
And Lawrenceville was just as hot as Douglasville, so.
Sheriff's Office, I'm Patty Pan, Fox 5 News.
A 13-year-old charged with shooting and killing his sister is also accused of building guns and selling them on the street. Investigators say he shot and killed 14-year-old Kyra Scott outside their home. Authorities say it was an accident while he was trying to stop someone else from stealing a gun. Channel 2's Tom Regan live in Douglas County. And Tom, the sheriff says the boy was buying gun parts online and then making the weapons.
And this is he's a kid, so he's gonna make mistakes, especially doing crimes. But this is a very gifted kid, man. He's super gifted, you know, and it's unfortunate that he ends up taking his own sister's life trying to prevent these dudes from robbing him. But this is what I'll say. If you're selling arms and you are a young black kid, and I'm not encouraging this in either way, but word of advice, bruh, don't sell to other brothers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Y'all can take it how y'all want. If you're doing anything illegal, do not sell any of that to other brothers. The odds of doing good business increase dramatically. Okay? And you can see that from a macro scale with these HBCUs and their funding, and from a micro scale when it comes to street stuff. Like, if you decide to go into an illegal transaction with another brother, you're bugging, bro. Because a lot of these dudes, you know, it's just, it takes, I know you think it's going to be good money, this, that, and third. Look, bruh. A lot of these dudes will end up doing some goofy over a gun that he had the money to pay for.
Linda, this is really beyond belief. Authorities say this grade school age kid was running an illegal gun-making, gun-selling operation. Tragically, in the course of a sale last weekend, he accidentally shot and killed his older sister.
We learned just how easy it is for someone, even a kid, to buy gun kits online. No serial number, no identification needed, and no background check. They're called ghost guns.
We seize hundreds of these, and the number has been going up every year.
Authorities say a 13-year-old accidentally shot and killed his older sister, Kyra Scott, outside their home Saturday. They say it happened when 19-year-old Yusuf MacArthur stopped.
Yusuf MacArthur. So he pulled up. Young Yusuf pulled up with another guy because they're looking for a third guy. Pulls up, was finna hit a lick on this little 13-year-old boy. Didn't know him, you know, was willing to do whatever he had to do. to get a gun for the free ski. I don't understand the logic of trying to steal a gun from a person who has a gun. Also, if you also have a gun, it's gonna be a straight up gun battle. That makes no sense. Like, a lot of these brothers just don't think. A lot of them just don't have no, like, it's like the thought process, like, bro, how are you going to rob? He's 13, 12. I mean, we already know these young dudes is putting in work. So why would you rob somebody who literally has a gun? It makes no sense.
18-year-old Yusuf MacArthur stopped by to buy a gun from the boy. Instead, he snatched the gun and ran. The boy fired at the man, but struck his sister. She later died at this gas station as the girl's mother and brother were taking her to the hospital.
He was yelling, saying, "Don't die, don't die."
Authorities say the young teen was buying gun parts online and somehow putting them together and running a black market weapons business.
Kid is 13 years old, but he's making weapons, running semi-machine guns, selling those weapons on the streets of Davis County, Carroll County, Atlanta.
We bought an unfinished assault-style rifle online, no questions asked, put it together and took it to the range. What's most dangerous about these ghost guns is they're untraceable, an ideal weapon for criminals.
Wow. That's insane that a 13-year-old boy was able to do this, man. I mean, we're losing our brightest. Like, imagine if he would have been in some type of program, and I know, we don't think programs will work, but imagine if something paid, because he's doing this for money, obviously. He's doing it for money, obviously. Something paid where he can manufacture something else, not a gun. I mean, or even if it was a gun, I don't know, but, he got to be able to be doing something more productive that isn't illegal, okay? Because he could have turned this into a legit business. Maybe owned a gun store when he got older. Who knows? But, he's probably going to spend most of his youth in prison. He'll probably do 5, 6, 7 years maybe, and be back out in the streets when he's like 21.
We have found ghost guns or firearms made from unfinished receivers used in some horrific crimes.
Investigators are now trying to determine how many guns this 13-year-old made and if anyone in that home knew what was going on. Live in Douglas County, Douglasville, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
Yeah, mama knew exactly what was going on. These mothers know, man. They're a lot of these single mothers is like, oh, that boy's smart. Ooh, we need to, ooh. She probably was ordering from, he was probably using her credit card. Come on, y'all. Come on. Are y'all serious right now?
And now that family has lost that teenage girl and her brother is in some serious trouble. Tom, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.